once again.
Hey, what is going on? I'm your host VDV and welcome to today's video. Now today I wanted to talk about Call of Duty backwards compatibility and remastered. Now my theories here come from the fact that Call of Duty backwards compatible games will not be made remastered for the simple reason that they're already on the market, and Activision, knowing how they are with money, are not going to waste the resources and capital on hiring a developer like Raven to remaster a game that's already available to consumers on the market. So with that said, we can already count out Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 2, Call of Duty 3, Call of Duty World at War, and Black Ops 1. The games left to be remastered or brought backwards compatible are Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, and Black Ops 2. That's 3 games. Otherwise, we have all the games available to us. Whether or not Call of Duty 2 and 3 are only available through buying like $20, they're still available to us through backwards compatibility. Now, I think the biggest counter argument to this is that PS4 does not have a backwards compatibility feature. Now this I have taken into account, but I assume that PS4 will incorporate a backwards compatibility feature and follow the similar path that Xbox has with the backwards compatible games, meaning that these games they don't have a future in being remastered, at least for the time being. Now I have a couple reasons for why the backwards compatible games are probably backwards compatible. Now this reason is the fact that they probably just weren't the best Call of Duties. Now I say this not to put a damper on any of the Call of Duties, because I think any Call of Duty pre-Ghost was fantastic, with the exception of Black Ops 3. So let's take for example World at War. World at War was the predecessor to Modern Warfare, and this game was kind of like at a crossroads, because at the time, you gotta think at the time, people were coming off that Modern Warfare hype train, and Call of Duty had been a World War II series all the way up until that point. So going back to a World War II game, for people that have been playing the Call of Duty series, this was just not a good thing. And I'm pretty sure sales were down, people went back to Modern Warfare more, and this is why World at War was not brought back as a remastered game. I also have another theory as to why World at War was not brought as remastered, or will not be, but that will come later in the video. But for now, let's talk about Black Ops 1. Black Ops 1 was Treyarch's second Call of Duty with the new multiplayer scheme that Modern Warfare had instituted. At the time, people found this game a bit clunky compared to Modern Warfare 2. The colors and everything were just kind of weird, and it just didn't rub some people right. The player counts weren't as high as they usually were, and people again had gone back to Modern Warfare 2 because they had thought of it as the better game, leading to a lack in player sustainability and lack of player count numbers throughout the year. So that's pretty much why Black Ops 1, in my opinion, was not considered a feasible option to be brought back as remastered. Now the next and final Call of Duty that has been backwards compatible are the Call of Duty 2 and Call of Duty 3. Now these games were both very, very old, and I think the way Call of Duty has changed so much that they're too old, they're outdated, and not enough people would play them if they were to be remastered, because it's not the same Call of Duty, and there's not enough of the fan base left to buy that game if they were to spend the resources to remaster it, because it's just so old and different from the Call of Duty that we know and love today. But they made a smart move with these games, as they knew not a lot of people were going to be getting them. So what they did is they put a price tag on them, because the old people who do want to play these games and relive those memories on the next gen Xbox One can pay the price tag and still enjoy the game. So with 3 Call of Duties left, I want to talk about which do I think are going to be the remastered titles and which do I think are going to be the backwards compatible titles that will not be remastered or don't have the potential to be remastered because they are brought backwards compatible. So I want to go over the list one more time, and then I'll get into the discussion of what is going to be remastered and what is going to be brought backwards compatible. So in chronological order, we got Call of Duty 2 and 3, both backwards compatible for a price tag. Call of Duty 4 is being remastered and will be coming out in a couple of weeks now. World at War was brought backwards compatible. Modern Warfare 2 is yet to be determined. Black Ops 1 is backwards compatible. Modern Warfare 3 is yet to be determined. And Black Ops 2 is yet to be determined. Modern Warfare 2 is an older Call of Duty and is one of the most popular titles ever to brace the series. Even though it was a bit newbie and people could get really frustrated with the game, it was still record-breaking for the series, riding off of that original Modern Warfare hype train. And my verdict for Modern Warfare 2 is that it will be remastered, but not next year. I think it will be bought back in 2 years with Treyarch's next Call of Duty. Now that line may have just sounded insane to some people, but the reality is these Call of Duties that are being remastered are being made by third-party developers, so it doesn't matter when the Call of Duty comes out or what Call of Duty it's paired with depending on the developer. Now that line may have just sounded insane to you, but the reality is that these games are being made by third-party developers, the remastered ones that is, and it doesn't matter what Call of Duty is released with what developer. It doesn't have to be contiguous, although this year was contiguous with the developers and their old game. Modern Warfare 3, otherwise known as Modern Warfare 2.5, was one of the worst Call of Duties ever based on a recent IGN poll voted on by Call of Duty players. The game was right next to Ghosts. I mean, the game was basically doomed after Vince Zampella and company left halfway through the development process to make Respawn Entertainment and then Titanfall, leaving the rest of Infinity Ward to hire Sledgehammer, Raven, and Neversoft Studios to help finish the game in a timely manner. And these budget cuts are what led to a lot of guns from Modern Warfare 2 and just a lack of innovation from Modern Warfare 2 that everyone was expecting riding that hype train. Because of these faults, Modern Warfare 3 fits closer to the criteria of the other games that are backwards compatible, and therefore my prediction is that Modern Warfare 3 will be backwards compatible, not remastered, unlike its two predecessors. In terms of the Call of Duty lifecycle, Black Ops 2 is interesting because it started off with not as much of a hype train as many would think. I, for example, thought it was going to be like Halo. I would obviously be wrong, and it would be coming in the later years. But because of the 2025 setting and the futuristic presence of the game, I actually didn't pre-order it. I bought it on Black Friday at GameStop, which is funny to think about now, knowing that it went on to become one of the most popular and complete Call of Duties you've ever seen. When I say complete, I mean it had a great campaign, great third mode, which was zombies, fantastic, probably the best zombies you've seen in the series. Multiplayer was pristine, and the competitive was perfect. So as it lies right now, Modern Warfare is being paired with a super futuristic Call of Duty, making them two different genres, one boots on the ground, one flying around like chimpanzees, meaning Black Ops 2 with the futuristic setting will be paired with Sledgehammer's World War II Call of Duty coming out next year. This is a bold prediction, but I have evidence for it. Sledgehammer and Michael Consley on Twitter countless times have just said how badly they want to make a World War II, how badly they love the World War II genre, and we've seen it with the guns that they brought back in Advanced Warfare with all the World War II weaponry. So with the splitting of genres, World War II and a very near future setting, it would give them two different platforms to have a great classic Call of Duty remastered and go back to their roots with a World War II Call of Duty versus continuing on this death spiral of the advanced movement system that they've incorporated in the last 3 games. Thank you so much for checking out today's video. If you enjoyed, please make sure to leave a thumbs up. And if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It is very appreciated. This is a new style of video I'm trying out. I really enjoyed making this video. If you'd like to see more of these types of videos, make sure to let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.